Today in this video, we are going to be creating what we call a project, and it's going to be a simple Expo React Native project. And in this video, I expected you to be able to have maybe a basic knowledge of Expo React Native, and probably you have maybe learned the basic. So when you have the basic knowledge of it, you are going to follow along with this tutorial and create a simple stopwatch timer. So now I open up my terminal and then navigate to the desktop, and I just want to create a new Expo project using the nps create dash expo and then dash app at latest. So make sure you follow along and write exactly, and then I want to just say timer app. So that's the name of my app, timer app. You can give your own name as anything, and I hit on enter. You can see we have this my project is already creating background, so let's wait for it for a bit for it to finish doing the stuff it's supposed to do. And then, so as I said earlier, I have this mindset of, okay, when you are watching this video, wait, let me show you a demo of the application we are going to be creating. A timerly app, a stopwatch timer, and we are going to be creating this app. As you can see now, we have it installed on my own app, on my own Android phone, and it's working properly. So in this video, you are going to be learning how to do this yourself from beginning till end. See you in the video. Yeah, you are going to be able to do a lot of things, like, okay, how you are going to like code the app from beginning to start, and then how you are going to make sure you build the application, and the way you are going to install it on your own mobile app. You have learned the basic of Expo React Native, or maybe you have built some few projects with it. So it's not going to be a complete beginner guide, so I won't be teaching you every basic of things here, but trust me, you are going to understand how things work. So that's just it. So we can see now we have our file being created, and it's already installing the npm. So all we need to do here is to just sit and watch it create almost everything for us as expected. So yeah, don't worry, all these warnings are deprecated warnings, so the dependencies that are installed or maybe they are required are deprecated, and we just don't need to worry about them, because as I said, they are just warning, not an error. So it's only when it's read. And that's all. Our project has been created. We have our project file, so it asks us to do all these 3 commands, and or let me say, to run all the commands to make sure our project is running perfectly. So I just want to copy this cd timer app and paste it in my terminal. You can type it, you don't need to copy if you don't want to. And now I'm currently in the timer app directory, that means my new folder, and I just cleared the terminal because it's a little bit too long of containing my commands. So what I want to do next is I definitely want to install, or let me run the application. So let me run the application. Before running it, I want to reset the project, so to make sure the file is totally empty. So to reset a project and make sure the file is totally empty, you can just run npm run reset project. So it's asking us whether we want. I'm just going to type yes, and it's going to like, okay, make sure that every other files that are not required are grouped together, and we have our clean project file now as expected. So this is I just want to open up my folder in my favorite code editor. You can use any code editor of your choice. It doesn't really matter, but just make sure you follow along. In this tutorial, I'm using Visual Studio Code in case you don't have it already. So now what next is, you can see we have all this file that have been generated for us from the beginning, and most of these files are very, very crucial for our project to run properly, so you don't need to touch most of them. So I just close this tab, and this is my terminal. I can just drag it up and open it, or maybe open it up in a normal way of opening up my terminal using you can see now I can navigate to open up the terminal back from there, and that's just it. Yeah, that's it. So now there are a lot of dependencies I will need for this project to be successful, and one of it is React Native gesture handler. So for now, let me just install the React Native SVG. And when I npm install React Native SVG and I hit on enter, it's going to head over to install the dependency for us. And we just need to give it some few minutes or seconds. And you can see now we have the SVG install, and I'm going to install other dependency, so you can just follow along installing each one of them because they are needed for the project to run successfully. This is React Native Reanimated. So as I mentioned, I'm going to drop the link of the complete project on GitHub repo on my on the description. So maybe if you want to check or reference something, you can be able to access it easily. So then let me just install another thing, and npm install. You can type in the install in full, or maybe I install React Native. So we have the gesture handler, as I said earlier, and we can just hit on enter, and it's going to head over to install everything here for us, and for us to be able to run our projects perfectly. One more, we have a lot of things to install, so I'm just installing them one by one. Trust me, there is a way I can just install all of them together by not typing it one by one. But then I think typing it one by one will make it clear, and you'll be able to follow the tutorial along, so you will know exactly what is this and what is that individually. So that's just it. So with this, I can just be able to just start up my project using the nps expo start. I can start up the project. And it's already running on the background, and let's just give it some time. You can see now the project have already started, and now we can just scan this QR code with our Android phone, or maybe you can see we're having a warning here, and it's in yellow color, so I don't even care. So it expected us to install that particular version of SVG, but it don't really matter. So you can scan this QR code with your Expo Go application on your Android phone, or basically you can use the emulator. I'm going to be using the emulator. I have the emulator set up and it's working perfectly, so I just need to press A and my emulator will kickstart working. You can see up there my emulator is running already, but it hasn't yet opened the project for me. So I just need to give it some time, and the project is going to skyrocket and open itself. That's fine. It has already opened the project, and you can see now I have this empty space, and it's have just this text of edit app index or something, and that's fine. That's what is expected. So I can be able to just find out where the file is located here now inside my project. So inside the app, and we have the index.css, and that's just it. You can see this text is what we are seeing in my own editor, and definitely if you are running it on your Android phone, that's what you are going to be seeing. So you can edit this text as you wanted, or maybe modify it. It doesn't really matter. Okay, I just removed the default text and I type in hi, and you can see my own hi is displaying on the screen now, just like as expected. And then we have this layout.tsx, and trust me, you don't even need to change anything from here for now, and just leave the file exactly the way it is and follow along. Okay, good, great. Then definitely I'm just going to import most of the things I'm going to be needed in this project. So there are a lot of let me say, dependencies you can imagine I've already installed, and we are going to be requiring them inside this project. So but for now, let me just import the use effect from React, and that is not installed, is already inbuilt, as we all know. Okay, one thing I know is, okay, definitely you can see we're having suggestion of, okay, what to type, and this is the work of Copilot. When you have it activated on your project, it's going to be suggesting some things for you, and trust me, there's no way you will tell me if you have it you are not going to be using it. Sometimes it's going to suggest just exactly what you want for you, so and you are going to just accept it and move on instead of just doing it manually. And then sometimes you need to check it well before you accept something that's not supposed to be accepted, and your project will break down and you keep on wondering why is this, why is that. So now I've already imported the I've already imported the useState, useEffect, and useRef. And then here inside from React Native, I'm already importing a lot of things, from the text to view to touchable opacity and to style sheets. I'm importing them because I'm going to be needing them inside the project as we go along. I'm importing the SVG now, and then the parts from React Native SVG. As you know, I've already installed the React Native SVG, so I'm installing the SVG, importing the SVG circle, and let me just add more space from here to make it more clean from React Native SVG. And for now, that's fine. We have the cycle because we are going to be using it to make a cycle as expected in our stopwatch timer. So it's a design we are going to be using, as I already showed you earlier. And then let me import other things that are necessary. Another thing that will be needed is animated from React Native Reanimated. So I've already installed all these before, and when you're having an error, maybe showing you some error, that means you have not installed it yet on your own end, and you just need to. Okay, another thing I want to do is to import after the React Native animated. So I'm going to import the use shared value. Use animated style, and you can see now it's giving us suggestion, just that as I mentioned, sometimes the suggestion is going to be giving us not correct, and when we accept everything, we might accept something that will break our project. So you need to be very careful. I mean very careful, especially when you are using this let me say code completion method, to not to accept something that will break your code. And make sure you read everything. And when you do, and maybe you mistakenly accept the one that's not supposed to be accepted, there is Ctrl Z to revert back to the previous setting, or else you're going to spend a lot of days debugging. I'm going to install the ant design from Expo vector icon, and we are going to be using it among the icons we are going to be displaying in the future in the project. And there's a lot of importation already. We have imported much a lot of things, and trust me, you need to import all these things for your project to work effectively. As we already installed some of them, we still need to import them in our projects to be able to use them. Now I just want to declare a variable of animated circle, and then set it to animated.create animated component, which is circle. As you can remember, I've already imported the circle from the React Native SVG. So then what other things do we need to do? And I want to just create another function and call it timer duration. So we can see now we have suggestion just that I won't be accepting every suggestion it throws to me, because some of it are not the way I want to structure my code. So I'm going to like, okay, let me say reject some or accept some and then modify it later. So just follow along clearly. Make sure when the video is a little bit fast or you don't understand what is fully happening from my own end, you can just be able to pause and watch better before you continue coding along. Yeah, because sometimes you might want to just code along and there's nothing changing already in here. So don't worry, we have nothing already changing. It's supposed to display that already. So because our return statement is still the same thing, we have not yet added any other thing from the return statement. So I want to create some use states. I've already imported the use state from the React. So time left and set time left. And I've already set it to, I can just set it to use state of timer duration. I think that's what is expected. For now, just leave it like that. So another use state I'm going to be using is running, and I want to set it to maybe false. So we have two things. We have is running and set is running, and I will initiate it to be false. Later on, it is going to be true, and that's just it. We have the const radius should be set to 100. And then the stroke width should be set to 10. The circumference of the circle should be 2 times mass dot pi times radius, and that's going to calculate the circumference of how we want the circle to be. And we don't even really need to tamper with this, because that will give us a perfect circle as expected. So I declare another variable of progress, and I set it to user shared value. And here I just want to like, okay, save it as use state of 1. So we are now going to be using the useEffect hook. So and this, make sure it's maybe let me see, execute immediately when the page runs. So use effect make the just starts immediately the app is on. And then we can just set the timer. Timer set to be Node.js timeout, or null to be equals to null. So here we are going to just do some if statements, and this is the syntax for if statement. And if it's running, this will confirm if the timer is running. And time left is greater than 0. That means it has not yet finished. The time left is greater than 0. So we just want to pass some proper argument what we want it to really do when we have the timer running, and then the time left is greater than 0. So we set the timer to be equals to set interval, and we give it pass it a callback function. Set time left. Oops, I think that's wrong suggestion. And then maybe properly, you can just say previous to be preview. Set it to preview -1, and we can see I think we're having two errors, and this probably may be TypeScript error, but for now I'm just going to like leave it like this. So maybe later on I'm going to like find out why is it showing us error, and we fix it together. So for now let's just move on. Probably it is TypeScript error or maybe syntax. So progress dot value should be equals to with timing, and you can see, as I mentioned earlier, it's giving us these suggestions. Just that if you keep on accepting the suggestion, it's giving you, sometimes you accept something that's not supposed to be there and you run to a big time error. So it's better you should just make sure what you're accepting is exactly what you want to accept. If you are not really sure, don't just accept anything, and make sure you code it yourself. So and there's nothing bad in that, but when you are very very sure that the suggestion it is given is what you want to actually put up there, you can just accept it and move on. The aim is to get the project done. Then we can set the easing to easing.linear. Let's close all this properly, and let me just set this to 1000, and I can just save up. So make sure all the changes you are doing, you save it, because if you are not saving it, you might and as I mentioned, I'm going to like push this project to the GitHub repository, and then you can check it out later, maybe for reference or something. I will add the GitHub repo link to the description below. And else if we are actually passing some else if here, and this is a syntax for else if what we need to pass in the parameters that we want it to check before we ask it to do something. So we can just say x if time left is equals to 0. We want it to clear interval. Oops, let me delete this, and you can just set is running to be equals to false. And save. Make sure you are saving every changes you made up there, and we can just pass in another return statement. So if timer, and what do we want it to do exactly? If timer, you can just make sure we clear the interval of timer, and I just make it a one linear. So instead of opening curly braces, you don't even need that. And that's just it. And then we can just pass is running and time left up there to make sure everything is cool. And we have everything like sign up for now. And see, we are having those two error which we are going to be fixing together. So then we can just declare a variable of let me say animated. Can just call it animated props, and then we can just set it to maybe use animated props as from the suggestion from the let me say. So instead of it, we can just pass in this, and let me close it properly, and then we can just make sure we close it properly. So so we want to be facing the syntax error later on. So set the stroke dash offset, and we're having suggestions from here. So and I believe some of the suggestions are even correct. Circumference times progress dot value. Const toggler, and then we want to create some function for the toggler. Set is running to previous, then not previous. If it is previous, we set it to not previous. Then we want to create another one for the reset timer, because we are going to be having the reset timer button. So we can just set the time left to the initial value, which is the timer duration. When the reset timer is clicked, we just want to reset it to the initial value. Set is running to be false. We are having some error here, and I think the error must be from the top. So let's check it out. Yeah, I think we're having duplicate use animated props. So we remove one and save back, and that's fine. Our error should be okay. Yeah, so we are back to the two errors we have initially, which are the above one. So let's keep on writing more of it. So format time. So here, what we are basically doing is making sure the time is okay, it's displayed in human readable format, so we'll be able to see it properly and understand how much time you have left and how much time it is let me say reading. So as we all know, normally the time is not supposed to be in readable format, but with this function it will convert it to human readable format. Well, now let's tamper with the return statement, and I'm just going to remove all these default styling we're having here. I don't even need them. Default text. So let's create our own new view. Set the styles to style not container. So we don't have yet any styles here. So let me declare const styles should be equals to style sheet dot create, and then the container. So we add the flex of one, justify content center, item center. Background color should be center also. And for now, I can just close it up. That's just what we needed for now. So maybe later on, I'm going to be adding some more additional style. So I just type in Control C inside the terminal to stop this terminal, and I want to clear up this. So to clear the error we're having, and close it entirely. Later on we are going to start it again to see what we already have. Add the text of timer, give it a style, and then set it to styles dot title. I think that'll be fine. The SVG width should be of maybe 220, and the height also should be of 220. So pass it a viewbox of 00 to 20. As you can see, we have this default text, not default, this code suggestion as I just hit on enter. So follow along, maybe pause and code along, make sure all these are also there on your own code too. And the CX and the CY are all set to 110. I just want to change this stroke color to something purple, so I don't want to use this. So 333, then I think not purple exactly. So we have the animated circle, and this will be fine. This is fine. What I want to say change is the stroke color. I want to set it to purple here. Set the text to be equals to set timer. So we are having the error on the timer text error from the style, and that's because the styling doesn't exist for now. So later on I'm going to add it, and I believe by then our error will be gone. So we are having the controls, and they are all grouped together on this view. So because these buttons are going to be clickable, we are using the touchable opacity, and then we are passing in the on press. So when they are pressed, what do you want it to do? Or let me see, which action do you want them to perform? So we want to set it to reset timer. So when this button is particular clicked, I just want it to reset the timer. And we have already declared the reset timer function at the top, which will now set the time back to initial state. We set the undesign, and then we call the delete one. So we want it to display the delete icon here. So we set the and design to be dynamic. When it's running, we want it to be pause cycle. When it's not running, we want it to just be a play button. We have another and design for reload. And for now, we just need to make sure some CSS files are present. So all the most of the errors we are having, we have up to 8 errors, and these are probably reason why, because we don't have the CSS styling we are using up there. So I can just come up with some styles. You can see the error messages are reducing. Now we have 7 from 8. So the more we add this styling that are missing, the more it keep on reducing. So we have the timer text, and I set the font size to be 48 to 32, then font weight to bold, set the color to purple, and at the top we are just having 5 errors left from 8. So and let's keep on adding more styles. So before we are done with errors, I mean we are done with them, maybe we having just 2 errors left, and those 2 errors are the ones we have been having from beginning, which we now fix together. I think the bottom, we have the error from the bottom main, and I've already created this style. So let's find out why it is still showing an error. Oh, it seems I misspelled the name, so I've already copied and pasted it there back. So by now that's fine. And these two error that we already been having initially, so let's drag up the terminal to see if we could find out what is the cause of it from the beginning. And then it says cannot find the set timer. That's probably we misspelled what we're supposed to spell properly. So set timer left. So I think that's supposed to be the set time left, as we already have declared from above. So let me just remove this, and our error is gone. And then even the next one have gone, but properly. Let's just add this. Let me say the TypeScript state. So we won't be having any error at all. So now I think with this we can just be able to just run our project one more time and see if everything is effective and good. So by running npm nps expo start, our project will kickstart. So you can scan the QR code on your Android phone, or maybe you can click on A to open up the input and method that you, if you have it fully configured on your own end too, just as my own. And we have our timer properly displaying, and you can see, and we can pause, and let me see, we can even reset the timer, delete, and that's just it. We have what we want. So the next thing I think is improper here is this header that we're having at the top here. So and then I might want to just remove the header. It's not really needed. It's even not making sure the project is looking as I wanted. So let me import use navigation is currently imported from Expo router, and we can just set up the navigation to be equals to use navigation. So we invoke it as a function and we assign it to navigation. So we needed a use effect. We need to create a use effect again from apart from the one that's up there, or let me see below there. This effect, use effect, is this one is currently, or let me say solely for us to remove the header that was showing in our project, and it's a default header in React Native Expo, so it's just needed to be removed. So we can just say set navigation.set option, and then header shown, we can just set it to false. Then we can pass in the navigation here thing, and we can save. So make sure every changes you are making you save. And then the header is gone already, and our timer is still working properly as we expected. So so far so good. We have everything running perfectly, and with this I believe we can just push this project to GitHub. So because it will be needed, I'll be dropping the link in the description later. So Ctrl C to stop the project from running, and I just want to clear this. Yes, I think that's fine. Git init to initialize Git in this project. So Git init and enter. I can just create a new repository. So this is not a GitHub tutorial, so I believe you all know how to do this. So I shall call it timer app, and description can just maybe write in a brief description. I will be leaving it as public because the URL is supposed to be accessible by everyone. So I hit on create repository, and repository has been created for me. So we have done Git init, and then I'm going to go back to this project and then do git commit. Oops, I'm having error because I've not done the git add to add everything. So git add dot to add everything, and then I can now paste in the other one, which is the git commit message, and now you can see we are not having any error again. You can just copy this also the another line of code to branch to the main branch, and let me clear this. Let's copy the next one also, and that's just it. You don't need to be typing everything off head. You can just, okay, now the last but not the least, we can just type in the git push command to push the project to GitHub, and we can just wait for some few minutes for it to be done. I think that's all. Let's go and refresh our GitHub repo and see whether the project is live up there. So you can see we have all the files in here. That means the project have been pushed successfully. So then basically this is the logo I designed using Canva, and you don't need to laugh. I don't know how to do much of design. I just designed this, so we are going to be using it as our app icon. So this is going to be the icon the app is going to be showing when installed. So instead of that default image that's there, so we are supposed to replace that image. So that's just it. I open up the project in VS Code, and then yeah, I think I just need to bring down this terminal, since we are not yet done with it. And then what next? Probably let me check, and you can see we have this app.json file here. So the app.json file has clicked, and we have a lot of things up there. Let me clear the console, or let me clear the terminal first. From the name of the app, you can see the name of the app is called Timer App. That's what is written there. So when someone installs that app, that's what is going to see. But then I want to change the name of the app to something more fancy. So let me say Timerly. I think that's more better than just Timer app on your phone as an application installed. So you don't need to touch those slug or maybe version for now. And then you can see it is portrait. So if somebody is trying to switch it to maybe landscape, it won't work because currently we leave it as portrait. So what else do you think we are supposed to modify? So basically this is the file, and then you can see our icon, which is pointing to an image and one other things down there. So let me open up this as a folder now, and let's go back to our access folder. images folder, and you can see what are the icons we are having up there. You can see they are all default, they come together with the you can see the splash icon and stuff. And if you can scroll down, you can see we have the adaptive icon, which is going to be the one that will first load when you start the application. You have the favicon. All of them are just there, which are the default ones you should have by default in and when you create a Expo React Native app. So with that, I want to just let me say change these images, the adaptive icon, the splash icon. I want to change it and replace them with the image logo I designed with the canvas. So I will just cut this and paste it in here. So you can see it here, and they are almost the same size with the adaptive icon, the splash icon. So all I need is to maybe copy it one more time and rename it. I want to make sure I renamed it. So I want to rename this as icon. So I copy the name. So you might not need to copy the name, but I don't want to make any mistake. That's why I'm copying the exact name of the app, and I will delete this one. It's not needed again. So I will rename my logo copy to be icon, just as the one I deleted. So that's its replacement. So I just want to let me see, copy this one too and paste it one more time. So we have two more logo, copy and then paste. Trust me, I'm following the long process, but you can just, so I want to copy the name of this adaptive icon. So I won't be typing it one by one because I don't want to make any mistake. And then after copying the name, I can delete up this and then change the name of one of my image up there. Just make sure you are not changing the name of the one you already changed its name before. So the last one, which is going to be this splash screen, I copy the name and delete it too. So after deletion, I just now rename this logo to be like that, a splash icon. I think that's fine for now. These are the things we don't need to worry ourselves much about that. So these are just the things so let me run the application. nps expo start to run the application. You can use your Expo application or Expo Go application on your mobile phone to scan the QR code they are going to provide soon, or you follow along using the emulator I'm using. So I'm going to just type Ctrl A and it's going to open up my own emulator. Well, we should give it some time, and I think it's done for now. All done, and I've typed in the A and it's opening up my emulator. So let's give it some time, and you can see now we have my own icon is showing here, which is the logo I designed. Though it's not looking, the background is not, let me say, looking proper with the logo image, but don't worry. It is just, I supposed to remove the background image of the logo or something. Yeah, we have our timer app, and you can see from there my timerly name is changed. So let me close this, and my timer app is working properly. I believe not the code haven't, the changes I make didn't break any of my code. So what else do you think we should just change? I think what we should change is the maybe background. So we can just change up the background instead of making it white, and we can just change it to one other color, maybe the color of all this something purple, this purple color, and it's going to be the F4 E9 D9. I think that's fine for now. And let me just probably scroll down. We are supposed to change other things, so let's scroll down and find another one. Probably we have another one down there with white color, and we might want to change it also to the same color we have up here. So trust me, all these things, maybe changing of the color, is not really necessary, especially if your logo is let me say match with the background. But for me, it look not nice. That's why you can see me doing all that. So Control A to open on Android, and then not Control A, just hit on A, and I have my Timely app running as expected, and nothing is breaking yet, and that's just a good process. Let me click on this, and you can see the timer is running, and it's countdown timer. It will be counting down to 0 as expected. Let me refresh and make it, maybe reset it. That's fine, that's fine. For now, what I want to do next is I will be dropping this link to the official documentation of Expo, and you can see here now there are a few changes they want us to do to be able to build the APK. But before then, let me check whether I have the required file, which is the es.json. Let's check it out. And you can see I don't have my own es.json. All I have is app.json, but my file of es.json doesn't really exist. And you should not worry, that's nothing bad. We will generate it soon. And let me open up another terminal for writing my command, and I can just be able to type in some command, something like EAS, who am I, to first check if I'm currently logged into my EAS. So if you are not logged in or you haven't have an account, you can just search how to create your own account, and you can see it says Prince Habib. That means here, I'm currently logged in, so I want to clear this. And then after clearing it, I want to type in the command to generate my ES file, and build my aab.aab file. The aab file is the one we are supposed to be uploading to Play Store, but now we are not uploading anything to Play Store. But I just wanted to generate my es.json file, so that's why I run the command, and we allow it to finish building the app. So before we make sure we build another one, which is for the APK. So you see it said generated aes.json file, and we can just be typing yes, just be answering yes to any of their question. Type Y and hit on enter, and it is going to do some other stuff background, which we don't need to really worry about. Yes, you can just hit on enter here too for another prompt they ask you. Just hit on enter and make sure everything is here. Generate a new Android. Just type Y and it's going to proceed with the process. So you just give it some brief minutes or seconds. It depends on how fast your internet is and stuff. So it's going to do a lot of work on the background, and it's going to generate us the .aab file link. So, and I think that's exactly what we wanted with the command we type in. So it has already generated the AAB file for us. So all we need is to just copy that link and paste it in our browser, and it's going to download the AAB file that we upload to Play Store, if to say we are deploying this project to Play Store as possible. And you can see it is loading, and you can see the file has started downloading already. but I don't want it to download because I'm not uploading anything now to Play Store. Let me just pause this and let's continue with our process of generating the APK file, which you can install on your Android phone or send to your friends to install and see what you build. And then let's go now. We already have our as.json file thanks to the code we wrote for generating the AAB file. So and then we can just check out and see. You can see under the previous we have internal, so I added comma, and make sure you added that comma and this line of code to exactly the place I'm adding it. So if you did any mistake, maybe you might run into an error. So on that preview, and after adding the comma, I paste in the code and save. Make sure you save the changes, and let's clear this terminal. After clearing the terminal, let's just now run the command to build our .apk file. So the command is a little bit different from the ones for building .aab file, take note. So then you hit on enter, and we just have to give it some time, just like we give the first one time, and then it's going to build the APK for us. So if you really enjoy this video, you can subscribe and like the post and like the video. See you in the next one. I will be uploading more meaningful content. Thank you so much. So now you can see, now we have the build queued, which is good, and now it is build in progress, and we have our build. So we can just copy up this long link that we are given and send it to our phone, or maybe send it through our mail, and make sure you just have it on your phone, because you can only download and install the app from your phone now with this particular link, or scan this QR code with your phone to install the application. So that's just it. We are going to like copy it and send it, and make sure it is on our phone to copy and maybe have the application.